I don't know the best way to start this. Well, this is definitely going to be a weird one. Hello! This video is going to be a thing where I talk to you about my previous ventures. See, my current job, as it is not doing YouTube. It is actually retail, which I have been doing for going on 6 years. Hopefully I can get you guys to share this around, make it, so I can not do that anymore. But for 6 years I have been doing retail, and it hasn't been all bad. Like, there have been some high points, and there have been some low points. Been a lot of low points, but there's been some good ones too. Now, a lot of people, when they think of retail, it's like, I go in, I give some stuff to some people, move some money, and put on a big smile. That's, yeah, but also nah. See, I've been fortunate enough in my 6 years of doing it to know, I've been fortunate enough to work in multiple different places and different sections of retail to tell you what the high points are, what the low points are, and that's what I'm going to be detailing here today. See, each year I've done basically a different job. Each year, a different location, different store, all these different types of things. So really, I want to go ahead and get this started by telling you what my first ever job was. And that was Walmart. Walmart came around for me because it was basically right next door to where I lived when I was living with my parents at the time when I had graduated high school. When I got out, I was, for about a year, I was doing nothing. I was like, I'm not going to college, can't afford that. I'm not smart enough, so I didn't get a scholarship. But I did nothing. Until one day I went to Walmart, and on a whim, I was like, it'd be nice to have some money. I'm not good at this, if you couldn't tell. But I decided to go and work at Walmart because I needed money. I was living with my parents, basically just a little shit, not doing anything. So I went and talked to Walmart. Started there, actually. Like, they were super cool. Like, they brought me on right away because Walmart, they need people. And I got brought on actually around February 2014. February 2014, I started working my very first job, and that was an unloader at Walmart. Unloading trucks, back ducks. Now, if you've worked that job, you know it ain't great. But it really wasn't as bad as a lot of people think it is. You go in, they set up the truck, you get boxes off the line, put it where it's supposed to go, take it out to the floor. You're done. I need to back up. I'm getting like all up in your face. You take it out to the floor, you're done. At least it was when I started. See, that was around the transitional time for Walmart when they were changing from unloaders, morning shift, closers, to a system called CAPS, which is like CAPS 1, CAPS 2, CAPS 3, all these different teams, right? And my team had become CAPS 2, which was in charge of freight and working the freight. But really, my store only got around to doing just like grocery and pets and stuff like that. We didn't really have time after trucks to get other stuff done, but that's beside the point. That job was fine until one day I had a blow up because, again, not a good person. Boy, these videos are going to be like therapy for me. But I had a blow up at one of the managers who was an idiot and had left that very day. Now, this is where my interesting part of my retail story comes in, because I had left and gone to work at Waffle House. That's not retail. Well, really, I only worked at Waffle House for about 2 or 3 weeks, in which me and my managers were basically like, yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm gonna go, and yeah, it's fine. We'll send you your last check in the mail, but your only check, and yeah, it's fine. Got it. But after I left Waffle House, my next job was Walmart. I can explain. I had gone back to Walmart, went back, and I talked to the manager there, and the manager was actually a cool guy. The guy that ran the place, nice guy, down to earth, real cool. And he talked to me, he's like, I know you had a blow up with one of our managers, so how can we prevent that from happening again? That was his words. And I was like, can I not be an unloader? You want to do overnight? Sure. And thus my year of working overnight, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Holy. Oh, and boy, let me tell you, working overnight really gives you absolutely nothing. Now, be honest, work overnight, you do get an incentive. We got extra 50 cents from everyone else that worked at Walmart. Like they only got, at the time this was when Walmart was 10 an hour, and overnight we made $10.50. Ain't bad. Not great, but not bad. Overnight was actually pretty fun, because it was me, a couple of my buddies actually, who I had met on the job, and we were running overnight, and it was fun. We did our work. When we got done, we got to basically goof around the whole time, which, yeah, sorry Walmart, you watching this, your overnight workers ain't doing anything. they get their stuff done, then they out. But not all good things can last, because like I said, I was let go from some jobs. That one was my first. Yep, my very first time being let go from somewhere was Walmart. I had been there for about another year, less than a year actually, because February 2016, that's right, I had done it for another year. So, did Walmart for about 2 years. February 2016, Walmart, the manager brought me into the office, and two other guys. It was one guy from overnight, one guy from grocery, and he said, guys, leave. No, he didn't say that. They were actually super polite about it. Here in Texas, we have a Right to Work Act, which basically means they don't need a reason. If they don't want you working there, bye. But they were super polite. I tried fighting it and I said I need this job, and they said sucks, and I was let go. But yeah, I had to move back in with my parents. We had moved to a different location, and when we did, I went and got my next job. Kind of a step down from Wally World, if you call Walmart a big step up. Kroger. Now Kroger did that for a little less than a year. And I can tell you that Kroger, at least the one I worked at, they have no idea what they're doing. Now sure, you got good sales, you got a decent product. Kroger isn't anything fancy. It's fun. It's fun. But the one I worked at, there were managers constantly fighting each other. Like no one knew what was going on at the time. The back room was always in disrepair. It was a mess. And Kroger was the bane of my existence. When I had to get up, get ready, go to work at like 7 in the morning, especially after just coming off of a year of doing overnight. Like doing that, your body, like it ain't catching up. And I don't think it has, because at this point I'm recording this video at 2 in the morning. I don't sleep much anymore. So Kroger really was just not a great time. I remember one time at Kroger we were doing a Mother's Day thing where they had a big tent set up in the yard, in the parking lot, where people could come in, buy flowers, buy gifts, Mother's Day stuff. And all of the stuff out there was set up on pallets, which suck to move. Especially big stacks of them that they made me do from the back of the store all the way up the loading road into the parking lot. And I kid you not, I went in because I was covered in sweat, I was parched, I wanted something to drink, I wasn't done yet. And the only thing the manager said to me when I walked in, "You done with those pallets yet?" So, needless to say, Kroger didn't last long, and I was still living with my parents at the time, and I had told them, I'm done with Kroger. I left Kroger, and really never looked back. Kroger, I would say, honestly, is worse than Walmart. At least the one I worked at. I've seen some other Krogers where they're actually super cool. Like, people love working there, the pay's fine, but the one I worked at was not great. and I'm not going to say which one it was, just to protect the anonymity of the people, but it wasn't great. And after Kroger, I took a little detour from retail. A retail detour, a retour, a detail. I had moved on from retail and gone back to the thing I was awful at, fast food, where I went and worked at McDonald's for 2 months. Yep, that one didn't work either. Yep, worked at McDonald's making $9 an hour, 10, $9.50, around that area. I can't remember specifically. I kind of blocked that one from my brain. But it goes back to the thing I said at the beginning though, because working all these different jobs has given me a lot of, what was that? Lighting changed. Working at McDonald's, I got to learn how their food works, how their hygiene works, how their grills work, all that fun stuff. And I can say that McDonald's, say what you want about them, but they are clean. They wanted to make sure that everything was super hygienic. And for a lot of fast food places, you can't say that. So, well done, McDonald's. Well done. Now, after McDonald's, I was actually unemployed for a long time. I wouldn't say a long time. Next job that I had up until the one I'm doing now was Dollar Tree. Yep, Dollar Tree. Not Family Dollar, not Dollar General. Tree. No tree. But Dollar Tree. Probably the least paying job I've ever worked. But at the same time, one of the nicest. Yeah. I don't know, it's weird, right? Yes, Dollar Tree was probably my favorite place to work. At least the one I worked at. And that's a big point of these. Like, not every store is going to be the same. Which is why I keep bringing that up, because not every store is run the same way. Like, sure, they have their guidelines, but managers are in charge of their own store, so they can do what they want. Well, not what they want, but you know. And a little one I worked at first, and here's the first. It's $2. The one I worked at first, fantastic place. Met a good friend there, who I'm still friends with to this day. The manager, he was cool. People I got to work with, they were cool as well. And it was honestly just a great place. I was working in an area that was filled with a lot of elderly people. It was like a elderly community down here in Texas, or over in that area anyway. And so the people that would come in were just gentle little old folk. Maybe, it wasn't always old people, but that's what it was in the majority. And working cashier, which is my first time doing that, I'm not good at these. I should have mentioned this. At Kroger, I never actually worked the register. Neither at Walmart, like Waffle House, McDonald's, none of these. I've never worked register a day in my life. I was actually intimidated by that because handling other people's money, I'm not all up here. I'm not. So it made me nervous. But they were actually really cool about getting me put in on the register, reading a little bit. The manager there, he was actually like, he would always like give me crap because I was always like, and it was one of the best times of my life, actually. Like, I remember, like, I didn't make a lot. I made enough to get by. And that's fine. The problem arose when my father and I, sorry, maybe a little talking about this. Some stuff had happened with my mother, and she didn't pass away or anything. She still has health problems, but she's fine. Well, as fine as she can be right now. She's got a lot of problems up there, but my father and I, after she had an episode, were made homeless. Yeah. Because the way it was working was, my dad and my mom, their income was supporting the house we were in. And once she had to be helped, my dad and I could not support the place we lived in. If you actually go back in some of my older videos, some of my older vlogs, you'll see me talking, and maybe even some of my older videos you'll see help me not be homeless, which no one did, and I don't blame you. That's not a complaint. Don't give your money to people, strangers on the internet. Don't do it. Don't. But long story short, my father and I had been made homeless. Now, I had to leave that Dollar Tree because where I wound up going was across town, like to a completely different place. And I went and stayed with some friends who were actually really cool. They let me bunk there for a little while. We wound up getting our own place. And when I did, I wound up moving to a different Dollar Tree over in that area. And that Dollar Tree brought back the same feelings that Kroger did. And yeah, remember what I said about not every store is the same? That second Dollar Tree number 2. I really don't want to talk about that second Dollar Tree. I don't. It was a horrible place, filled with horrible managers, full of bad workers, and just a bad vibe all around. The customers were rude. It was just a not good neighborhood, not good area. I hated it. Hated it. It was the worst. That, and because I don't drive, I had to walk an hour to and fro every day I worked. And when I worked there, it was the middle of the summer. Wasn't a good time. Around this time, my dad and my mom had gotten stuff sorted, and they were living in a community. And they invited me, just actually invited me to come stay with them. They saw how unhappy I was, and I did. I went and stayed with them, and then after working at that Dollar Tree, I left. Didn't even give it 2 weeks. I just told them, I'm not working here anymore. Typically the low pay would, if it's a good time, would outweigh each other, but no. Low pay, bad time, I'm out. After that Dollar Tree, I got my next job, and the one I'm currently doing, and I'm not going to tell you that. That's right, I'm not going to tell you where I'm working now because I'm still working there. And honestly, when I started working at this place, I enjoyed it a little bit more than I do now, but it's still a fine place. Pay is good. It's still retail, so have fun piecing that together. And the place I'm working now, I'm actually doing more electronics related stuff, which I should have been doing from the beginning because it's where I'm strongest. It's my thing I know more. I'd honestly like to just not do retail anymore. I don't want it. I don't want to do fast food. I don't want to do retail. This is what I want to do. And honestly, you guys have been making it happen. So, you guys rule. There's 346 of you. Don't quote me on that. It's been a minute since I've looked. Sorry, camera cut out and I had to cut some stuff there. So, and the camera's about to die again. So I gotta wrap this up real quick. Basically, the long and the short is retail has its perks, but don't consider it a permanent thing. I want to make this. I want to do this more often, talk about things like this, do more for you guys, and you guys are making it happen with all the likes, the subscribes. You guys are awesome. Please keep it up. Share this stuff. Please. For the love of God, I just keep seeing your comments, how is this not more recognized? Share it. Show someone, even if you think it'll be weird and they won't like it. They probably won't, but they'll see it. Just do it. Share it. Go. Get it out there. Show people. But I hope this has given you guys a little bit more insight to the mentality and how retail affects people. Because you can see I'm a nervous wreck. Not really. I'm fine. But I never played the video back there. And dang it. Oh, now you know what it is. Go watch it. But sincerely, thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down there if you enjoyed this. And I'll talk to you all in the next video. Whatever it is I decide to talk about. Because honestly, this is kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. I'm having a great time.